Uno momento, preparing a live stream.
Woo.
Setting up your meeting. Fantastic.
Hi, Ann.
All right, we're here. We're on. Hello, welcome to August 17th, the Age of Conversation planning meeting. 3 weeks to go. Can you believe it? It's already been 3 weeks.
Woo!
I know.
I'm sweating.
Literally.
So we can start off with, we're at 66 registrants, and now it is time to ramp it up. We got a little ways to go to hit our 2,000 mark, but we really haven't started marketing yet. So I think we should probably do that.
Yeah,
Let's
please.
go. I'm going to pull up the planning meeting, and let's start going through some of our work streams. First, I want to kick off with, let's see, is Gail on yet? Not yet.
Gail's not going to make it today, I don't think.
Oh, that's right. She's the one. Perfect. No problem. So Erica, can we start with some partner conversations?
Yeah.
So I didn't see too much stuff in your spreadsheet yet. So talk me through what you're thinking and what you need.
So last week, apologies to the team. So last week being down with a double ear infection from Wednesday took me out. Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday was kind of catch up. So had some really good conversation with Nicole and Liz about kind of what we're really even asking for, right? So I've dumped in here just who have come up in conversation and what we think they might be interested in putting their name associated with. Between now and Wednesday, I'll start the conversations with our volunteer team, and then Nicole, you and I will get on the phone with them and kind of cast the vision for how they can help. I'll be honest, y'all, this is a little bit of a different sponsorship. I know we're not using that word, but it's a little bit of a different sponsorship sell than I've been tasked with in the past. So, you know, getting somebody to say yes to something we don't even know what we're doing is taking a little bit of learning curve for me. So
well, let's try to flesh that out a little bit then. So what I have on kind of the Bible deck for partnership ideas are really two options. One being with 9 tracks and a global audience, we can showcase in-kind experience or technologies, right? So that's one of those partnership conversations, is if you have something you want to donate to it.
So I never saw that last week. So maybe this is new in the Bible.
It's brand new. I just made it up.
Great.
So then,
thanks.
And then
now I have something to sell.
And then the second option would be money. So monetary contributions. And my first thought was, there's nothing we need money for except making new opportunities. So my first one was, do you want to sponsor scholarships for people that can't afford the $20 registration fee? In which case we would do those monetary sponsorships in increments of $100. So your $100 sponsorship would give us 5 scholarships that we could give to someone who needs it. Or this thing that Nicole's got going, the surprise and delight moment, rather than getting local vendors to donate balloons and cookies and things, is there a sponsorship opportunity where someone could give us $500 that would allow us to go deliver surprise and delight opportunities?
Yep. And that was what we talked about, the 3 of us on Friday was, you know, I think we all understand that you know, the small businesses are the ones that are hurting the most right now. And while we have a very interesting and compelling audience, we want to make sure that we're not taking advantage of the situation, right?
Yeah, they need money more than they need brand awareness.
Right.
Totally.
So, you know, so this is where, you know, I'll ask the whole team, you know, to kind of be extra part of our team, you know, now that we know kind of the quantity of dollar amount that we're kind of looking at, $100 range, that's not a huge ask. Adding those folks to the spreadsheet, and we can chase them. That would be great.
Cool.
And I think so one track for sure that we're going down with Joanna is, Joanna's setting up a call with the people from Lo and Behold in Orlando. And they would absolutely be somebody that would love all of the exposure as well. And I hate the word exposure because that's such a,
I know you can't pay your mortgage with exposure, right?
Yeah, but there's a few, new things, like they would love anything that would come in addition to. So I feel like they're doing okay. And so, going to them and saying, $100 and, and here's some other things, they would also dream with us, which really makes it fun, instead of just saying, what's my options? Oh, I'll take 1, 5 and Coke. So, so that's going to, happen this week. So that's going to be really cool to be on that thoughtful, like meaningful surprise flower delivery. Like that is a bouquet of flowers that you didn't know you were going to get with a meaningful card is as cool as if I flamingoed their lawn with 8,000 plastic flamingos, which I still want to do too. So, but that's a cool track, and they would be totally into, because what I really want is not just the end result, but let's talk about how cool they think this idea is that they were asked to do it. And then, going into like some video of them preparing it, and then like being in the car, be like, okay, we're about to go drop it off. And then, live, like taking the video of the person getting it, like to see that reaction. So that's going to be really cool, meaningful, and be really cool for pre, during, and post event, just as far as like marketing and video collateral too, because it really is the spirit of what we're trying to do. So I love that one track for sure. And then I'm going to do 2 more this week. So I'm going to finalize those, and then I'll kind of go to you with, here's what we're going to do, and you push that out.
Yeah, and the one of the other opportunities for corporate involvement, maybe that's the new word. Maybe another word for corporate involvement is like we're talking about with Wolfgang Puck. Maybe their lunch option gives us a 10% discount. And maybe they're coming out of pocket a little bit on the cost of the lunch or something. So everything is fair game. Please feel free, everybody on the planning team, please feel free to put your best buddy who owns a company in, and we'll find a way for them to be involved.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
I want to add one more thing on that one too, is if you know somebody that's a business that needs something, I would love to find a way to figure out, like, let's have a conversation on what that is. I mean, everybody needs money. Yes. Okay. But what else could we do that's just us helping? So I want to have a, yes, we're going out to ask, but I also want to have an offer on if you're not able to give or to be involved in this way, or, if this isn't enough, then that's fine. What do you need? And so I have those conversations too.
Yeah. Everything is customizable. That's where we're at.
Cool. All right. So also want to just draw attention to everyone to the Bible deck that is in our Google Drive. And if you need the link, I can send it to you again. But I've started just making sure we have the slide for all the important links, going back to our why and why we're doing this, what our output is going to be, meaning developing those lessons learned, and then the career incubator for all of the people that are joining us on this journey that haven't done virtual events before, to experience how it happens, not just us on the planning team. Our core ethos, I put in the 5 C's of Hot Dokimazo. Messaging, so part of this came from us answering some questions for smart meetings, and then the messaging construct. So if you need any talking points, this is here that you can strip from.
Good.
Our target audience and who we're going after, the names of the tracks. And I got this updated, Carrie, with the Is This Thing On, but I haven't updated it on the website yet, so I still need to do that. So just to remind everyone, we have Shift Happens, the Woo Woo Room, Show Me Yours, Is This Thing On, the Dial-Up Disco, our HD Spontaneous Think Tank, Central Perk, the Romper Room, Unicorns and Rainbows. And that's what we are. It's not necessarily that there is stuff in every track for every hour of every day. It's just how we're aligning content to these types of content. Measuring success. These are just kind of the big things we wanted to see out of it. I dropped in our brand guidelines, the original marketing ideas, which I want to talk about in a little bit, tweaking the next round, the partnership stuff I mentioned, Volunteer opportunities, I'm trying to keep this up to date every time I see requests for it. Anyone who wants to be a volunteer, just make sure you're part of the volunteer Slack channel, because that's where the requests are being posted, and I'm trying to grab them from there and putting them up here too. And then all of our contact info for the people that need us. And then whenever press, which Jennifer, if you can give us an update on PR, I think that we're going to start seeing things and we'll link to them here.
Yes, sounds good.
Cool. So when does the press release go out, Jennifer?
So what we're going to do is I've been talking to Kayla that you sent over. We've been emailing back and forth. And so she, Krista and I are going to do a 1-by-1 outreach, a targeted email with the press release to each one of our industry pubs that we picked out so far. And so I'm sorry, it's been pickup day, crazy, like back to school stuff all day today. And I did not realize that in addition to that, I would have a phone tied to my ear and 3 hours on hold with my son's insurance.
Oh.
So
yeah, I was spontaneously surprised that I had to go up to the school between 11 and 12 in order to pick up yearbooks, or else my children would be like, it was a thing.
No, we did that too, because we were there for last year. So we had that plus all the new school things and new district. It was all the fun. And which is why my video is not on, because right now I would love a margarita. So, but yes, we are starting press release and we are starting individualized pitches today. I know we kind of conversed a little bit about that strategy over the weekend. So we're going to start with that first. I know we already have a little bit going. I'm super excited. I think Kayla's going to be great. She's going to jump in. Krista's a little new to pitching, but you know, I think she's super excited. So yeah, I think it's going to be great. And then I want to really, one of the other ladies chimed in on our marketing tab about posting in LinkedIn planner groups. And so if anybody on here, because I'm not an event planner, so if anybody is in those user groups, any user group, whether it's on Facebook or LinkedIn, or even on a special list on Twitter, if we can get our planning committee and our volunteers, anyone to post in those groups that they're already a member of, that would be fantastic. Because yes, we want to try and grow the earned media portion of this as much as we can.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Do we have just a generic social post of kind of like what we're all about, an introductory? I know we have all these kind of fillers, keep ramping it up, but is there just like an intro post that we have available with verbiage?
We did have one that went out, I want to say a couple weeks ago. Time's a little crazy for me right now with everything, but it went out a couple weeks ago. I can find that and send it back. Which one of these wonderful channels are you in?
Well, is it just on the Google Drive? I'll just look back on that tab if that's what you're referencing.
Actually, I don't know that it was.
Were you thinking of the social tile, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can, and it's in the marketing channel, but I can drop it in the Google Drive as well. And it's just the little social tile. I think if you need more, we probably should do just a little paragraph of what and why.
I just feel like sometimes these posts are very, I mean, the conversation summit and everything else, but we're not quite saying who the audience is for and every piece like that. So if we just had a quick verbiage of that, I'd be happy to share it to all the groups.
Totally.
How about I do a couple sentences? I'll boil down all of the details into a couple of sentences and put that in there.
Awesome.
Perfect. That sounds great. Okay. Just going through the list here. Okay, that's awesome. So now big stuff for this week. I have been looking at this tab of speakers. It's huge. Carrie and Desiree, take us through what it's looking like.
It looks good. I have lots of fun stuff happening. Des totally stepped in and played all things content Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thank you, Des. You're amazing. Love you. We are excited that the PowerPoint is almost done. Thanks, Beck. The PowerPoint template's almost done, which is really cool and should look really awesome. Krista's working on that. If you haven't checked out the folder with all of the social media for our speakers, we have little plaques for every one of the speakers. It looks so cool. It looks so good. We have 35 confirmed speakers today and about 84 in the works.
That sounds right.
now.
That's insane. Look at this list. Look at this.
Yeah, those are all the
Whoa, look at
confirmed. Those are
list.
done. Those are done. So, and this doesn't even like hit my little notebook here, which I need to put into this. But
Tarot cards.
we just booked tarot cards.
Woo,
we have our first
marketing and
bumper room.
wine, yoga and wine, learning to hustle, using event tech to prove ROI. Woo, look
Yeah,
at
we got
these.
some good stuff. We got some good stuff. It's looking, I mean, we're super excited about the stuff that hasn't come through yet because it's taking more time to cook. And it's real good. It's really, really good. So we're like, by the next call, I think we're sharing like even more exciting things. But look at this, the one where your inner Beyonce slayed virtual all the way. What a cool freaking title. Like we need to get this stuff out in front of people. Like our speakers are ready. They're excited. They have the plaques. That's in the one of the folders under speakers.
Okay, so
from
let's see.
our
I have
So good.
speakers, presenters, facilitators. This is what you're talking about. Templates for communication.
No, one back. Go one back.
Okay.
Try
I feel like we need a playlist just for fun songs.
Look
like
at these.
song that goes with.
These are so good.
Mhm.
Yep. So they're ready to go. We just kind of need messaging, and we're really good on our side. I think Des and I are a well-oiled machine at this point. And then Liza is working on my behalf to find a lot of romper room content. We have pretty much everything except romper room and unicorns and rainbows. So we're working pretty hard behind the scenes to make those super fun.
So talk me through that. Let's
and
go through the
have it.
tracks. Do you have track leaders or how are you managing that?
We don't
That's-
yet, just because we're still, getting all the stuff. But we'll probably be doing, not necessarily track leaders, just more of where do we need to still fill in the gaps and what do we still need from speakers, that kind of thing. So it didn't really make sense to me to assign track leaders until we had more of the gaps filled in.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting close to slotting. We are super close. End of week,
Yep.
right? Thursday. Yep.
Yep, that's my goal, is to start getting some of the slots full, so we can
Yep,
see where
show
we've got
slot.
gaps and where we need to get people plugged into.
Yeah, I'll fill in the rest after that. So we're getting to a point where next week we're gonna have like all content. It should be on the website. It should be on social. We should be able to push all the messaging. Anything in the confirm content tab is gold. It's ready to be pushed out to anything. The website, registration, whatever else you guys need. It's confirmed. And it's really fun. There's a lot of really fun stuff happening. So keep sending ideas our way.
Will we want all the presentations embedded in the breakout rooms so participants can flip through them, or will the presentations be just screen shared by the presenters?
I think it's going to be a mix of both, is my understanding.
Okay, great. When it's time, I'll coordinate with you, Desiree and Carrie, for how to get those.
Yeah, we're looking for some guidance there for sure. Right now, out of the 35 we've secured, we have 8 that are pre-records. That's it. Everything else is live. It's Zoom. It's interactive. So we're trying to keep that balance really high on the interaction scale.
Hey, I'm so excited.
Yeah, the majority of people want to be live.
Mhm.
It has been my experience. They want to be part of the action and involved in Q&A and being able to participate with the audience.
Yeah, did you guys see the water cooler? It's an hour and a half of just like unfiltered, semi-guided conversation where you can go and you can hang out in the hallway. There's all sorts of topics that this person's going to facilitate. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I actually might have 1 or 2 other people who are interested in doing the same thing. So I think
Yeah.
that'd be great.
That would be awesome.
Hey, Carrie, where do we find that current agenda? I looked in the master planning document and don't see it. Is it saved in your folder?
Do you mean like scheduling, like slotted, or do you mean just speaker name, titles, description?
Screen shared, yeah.
The one that I was sharing is in the main document. There's potential speakers, confirmed speakers, and then there's one called schedule and agenda that Desiree's managing. She hasn't slotted them in yet, but that's where they will go.
Oh, okay. So we can't see what the view you have yet.
It's in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's there. So let me reshare real quick. So on the tabs at the bottom, the schedule/agenda, that's the one where they will go
Yep.
once we start slotting them. But right now there's a list of confirmed speakers.
Okay, got it,
And then a list of potential speakers.
Perfect, yep. I get it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're getting a ton of emails from people, a ton of stuff from Twitter, a ton of stuff from Instagram and everywhere else coming in, recommendations, that sort of thing that aren't in the potential speakers list because I'm just knocking them out as soon as they come in. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. By the end of the week, it could look totally different and even more awesome. But go read some of the descriptions and titles. It's so much fun. Des, you've done such a good idea. I love the one where from Friends. I mean, the speakers just ate it up. They love it. They're in the mood. They're like ready to go.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
So then session administrators, at what point are you going to pull in Anne, Kristen, and Kate in to have them know exactly who, when, where?
Once we start slotting in,
Okay.
we'll be able to move into the next phase of who's getting scheduled for what for the session admins.
And I've been seeing a lot of people raising their hands saying, I'd love to volunteer. So you guys are doing a great job of catching them. Do you feel like you have enough? You think you need more?
We have about 13 right now.
Okay.
I have a feeling that not everyone will still be there. I don't have anyone identified as that, but just how it goes.
Yep.
So a couple more would be great.
Okay. Perfect. Well, we will. I still get people every day. Somebody just reached out again today asking. And now I think the latest class of the DES certification completed. So a few people that have been certified are like, okay, I have a certification. Now I need experience. So those are the perfect people to pluck from.
Yeah.
That just gave me an idea because here in Las Vegas is the School of Hospitality. So I might send an email over to, I've got a couple of alumni friends over there and see if they can put the word out for some volunteers.
Yes, that sounds great.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, and so the session admin team had a meeting last week with Carrie and Desiree. So we've talked about the transition once the speakers and agenda are finalized. And Kristen and Ann and I are moving forward with all the prep that we'll need to do with the actual admins. So this week is a big, heavy week for us to get all the checklists and all of that stuff done. So once the agenda is final, we can definitely get jumping with getting the admins on board.
Great. So Melissa, I know you're on mute and driving right now. Is it possible for you to unmute? I'll give you a moment. If so.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So you guys, you and Gail had some surveys you wanted me to do, but I think they were still in flux. So is it today that you want to get everything to me to do the blast, or do we need another day?
She said that you had what you needed, so let me get with her and make sure.
Okay.
She didn't. Have you seen the survey in whatever format you did? SurveyMonkey, right?
Yes. So it's in SurveyMonkey. I just wasn't sure if it was 100% done because there was a little back and forth. So if it's done, then I can drop it into the blast and we can send it to the 66 people that are currently registered.
Okay, yes, let's do that today if we can. If it has to be tomorrow, that's fine as well. And then Carrie and Desiree are both looking at speakers to do little short videos for me for future emails just to start hyping up individual sessions.
Great. And I think from an HD mailing list standpoint, we can start ramping up and we could even do daily emails from now till September 9th if we needed to our email list. So think through whatever that marketing campaign needs to look like, and we're happy to support.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great if we can maybe one day do a little video and then another day do something different, just kind of rotate so it's not slamming them with videos every single day. But honestly, I think speaker videos are awesome. And if they're, if it's coming from those speakers, I can't wait to see you guys on September 9th. And here's what we're going to talk about and, whatever.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for. So.
Yeah. So Desiree, if you and Carrie can ask people, even if they're just little cell phone, story style, we can push them out.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Perfect. Thank you guys.
Yeah. So Danielle, you said that your team has met and said hi, and you have more questions than answers. So bring them.
Yes. So we met about an hour ago. So I think the Slack beast that has formed is a little overwhelming. And I think as a group, we're kind of all Slack newbies. We've all used it before, but I'm certainly not a Slack expert. So the first question is, should we be creating attendee specific channels, like a help channel or a, hey, you know, introduction channel, or are we just going to stick with what we have here?
Yes, I think that is a great idea. So I'll just take you through what we have so far. I went through and tried to organize a little bit the things that we aren't really using anymore and that have consolidated down so by adding active to the front of them. Now, what we can do in the settings of Slack is when a new person joins, we can say which channels they automatically get added to. I think right now they get added to general and random. And so they might get added to volunteers. I can go check on that. But so if we want to do one that is introduction channel and have you guys, like, we have them automatically get added, you can even set up a little bot. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, I have it set whenever you start your sentence with the word hi, the bot pops in and he's like, well, hi there, hottie. So it just catches that word hi. So we can do fun things like that within it.
Yeah.
I think, so I started setting some up by the track. So career and biz coaching is a track because I felt like we were going to need more people there to help, but I don't know. Reviewing resumes and stuff. Carrie, Desiree, you guys can tell me that. Unicorns and rainbows is a track. Volunteers, obviously, I've been telling everybody, when you join that channel. That's where we're going to request for help. Planning team, I don't think everyone's in. It's just 28 people that have joined the planning team one. So this is more our conversations. It's open that people can find it, but it's not like they don't get added to it naturally. And then marketing, again, is a subset of people coming up with marketing ideas. So we can clean this up however we need to.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, if, you know, I can brainstorm with those guys about kind of maybe what channels make sense, but something that's, you know, maybe specific to attendees that they immediately know, like, hey, I'm supposed to introduce myself here. Hey, you know, this is the help channel. In case you have any questions about the event, is where we're gonna hopefully start. And then I talked with Jennifer about Sprout Social. So once again, I'm just not an expert on anything these days. I'm not an expert on Sprout Social. So I'm trying to get a handle on that. But is the expectation that, you know, anyone who mentions like, hey, I just registered, or I'm so excited for Age of Conversation, do we want to then respond and say, hey, we're so excited to have you, like, hope you check out X, Y, and Z, or, you know, just keeping that
conversation? Yes, because what virtual event have you gone to where the community starts beforehand with someone personally reaching out?
Yeah.
I haven't been to any.
Yeah, we
absolutely
want to, but of course that we need the manpower to do it. So Desiree, do you have that, or do you feel like?
Well, Danielle has it. Danielle's team is the community management team.
Okay, I'm sorry, Danielle, do you have that, or do you feel like you have enough people to keep up with that?
So there's myself and then 3 others, possibly 4. Kim wasn't able to join the call, but I'll reach back out and see if she's still interested. And we talked about on our call about maybe taking shifts. So maybe it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. Or we're also all spread out across the country. So maybe it's like I take the early shift because I'm in Boston, and Corinne takes the later shift because she's in San Diego. So I think, you know, there should be, you know, between 3 of us or 4 of us. I think that's at least a good start to try and, you know, manage those conversations.
Okay, so the girl that I've been talking to too, she has her background's in PR, but she's really wanting to get into the social side. So even that community management part of that, you know, is part of social. So, you know, if you're needing more manpower, I'm sure she would probably be happy to do that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
So, does it make sense? I know there's seats on Sprout Social. So does it make sense for everybody to have a seat, or for me to kind of, I don't know how it works. Can I give my seat to other?
You can give your seat, you can give your whatever username and password you used, because I only have a certain amount of seats as an agency.
Okay.
And so if you don't mind sharing that, or if you, I don't know if you created something that belongs to something else, but yeah, if you don't mind sharing that with the group, that would be awesome.
Sure. Okay. So,
and then what would you use Sprout for? Because I only know it for scheduling stuff.
So there's, do you want me to share my screen?
Sure.
Okay. Let me log out of that client and log into you. Okay. Okay. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So over here, we have a variety of things, and one of them is messages. So what it does is it curates, yeah. So, so here 3 hours ago, we had Corine says that she can't wait.
Corrine.
So, yeah. So we want to, Corrine. So we want to make sure that we respond to her. So all of, now these are, this is another thing to keep in mind. This is everything on the Hot Dokimozo sites. So not everything on here needs a response. Not everything on here is for the Age of Communication, conversation event. So, and some are just pulling in. I mean, obviously Liz,
tagged HD,
yeah. I mean, if we want to and just continue to keep that conversation going and that buzz going, it would obviously boost Liz's post if we respond to Liz. And so more people are going to see it. The faster we can respond, the more that's going to lift that post, that the visibility of that post early on. So this is something that Liz posted 2 days ago. Responding at this point really isn't going to give it any more visibility. But if we can respond within the same day, then it does.
Cool.
So yeah, but Liz, yeah, I think this is what you were looking at.
Yeah, so that's the part that I had seen. So awesome.
Yeah. So okay, cool.
And I was trying to get into the the pattern groove of getting the like checkerboard pattern look of pictures versus tiles versus whatever on our Instagram page. So that's why I want to coordinate with you at some point, Jen. So I had, for a while there, it was looking like just a straight column of one and a column of the other. So the more I can make it go checkerboardy back and forth.
Yes. Yeah.
And it looks cool when you're scrolling.
Yes. Yes. So we can work on that.
I'm no social media whiz. We just, people always tell us that our HD Instagram page just looks like a personal account. And we're like, it's because this is personal.
It's personal. Well, and the more videos that, not just videos, but the more of the pictures and the videos that y'all post of y'all hugging and your faces and things like that. I'm sure you looked at the reporting tool and you can see that those just do really well compared to the others. So yeah, people like to look at people.
Okay, so then we need our creative marketing effort for how do we do pictures that are not a Zoom Brady Bunch picture. So this is the big how-to of virtual events. How do you make pictures look awesome? Because this is right now what every event looks like on the planet.
I got a tool that can do 50 people at a time.
But it's still a picture of Brady Bunch, right? So how do we, and early on, someone had suggested that each of us takes behind the scene pictures of us like here so that it's not just pictures of the screen. So if there's, what are some creative photography elements?
Are you asking about how it's going to be displayed like the Brady Bunch thing? Or are you asking?
Well, I'm asking in response to your comment that our pictures of people hugging and people's faces do better than our Canva made posts. But since none of us can hug, what can we do that is more interesting than taking a picture of the screen?
Well, taking the Brady Bunch theme, we can okay, I can't believe I'm doing this and this is live, but okay, I look terrible. Okay.
You look great.
So for me, okay, so I'm going to lean over and I'm going to hug you.
Yes.
You can lean my way, and you can hug me. And we can do different things like that. We can give kisses.
Yeah, so we can plan some of those types of posts. I love
that. There's that TikTok trend where you're throwing something to each other.
Yes.
So if we could come up with something that we're throwing, whether it's a cell phone at each other or something that deals with what we're doing, those connect really well too.
Can everybody get something from the 90s so that it turns into something else? Like I've got a Rubik's Cube and what's it going to turn into when I throw it to you?
Or a phone with a cord.
Yes.
Sell those?
I have an
All
old
the garage sailing.
So Lucas, you may chime in there. Like my Zoom screen isn't the same layout as Liz's. So I'm not in the same spot on anybody else's screen. So if something gets thrown and I catch it from up top,
yeah.
If
Well,
somebody's
that's what we would need to coordinate it. Like we wouldn't do it randomly. We would have to pre-plan the performance, if you will. So I can tell you if we got on a Zoom together, who's where for my recording view so that you plan it the way mine is going to record it.
Oh, so you just play the recording. You're not doing it live.
Right. Yeah. We would record it and use that or take a picture of it or yeah.
I love the, I mean, just from what we've seen is like to get that engagement to your question was, you know, those posts doing well is this whole behind the scenes thing of the transparency of this planning process. I think people love to follow the journey of, and what if they could follow like, you know, the journey of all of us, or we just put like, here's me, you know, 3 a.m. I'm up or like whatever in my pajama pants, and just being super like behind the scenes with it, or just a little, you know, here's me trying to explain to my kid, or I'm on a call and I'm making food or whatever, like those behind the scenes shot, like people go crazy for those. They love it. It's like, they just want to see like, what does it look like outside this little square that we're in? So I love the square idea. Like, yes, we're the brave and like, those are cool. But I think our engagement is going to come for showing everything.
So each of us on the planning team taking a picture of us in real life and using that for these every third picture of like, here's what my home office looks like as I work on this event, or here's me in the backyard on a Saturday cutting the grass while thinking of Zoom.
Or even just like so many chats, like looking at, you know, the Slack or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so Danielle, that would be a cool one for you and be like, oh my gosh, there's so much, the little like, you know, and it could be real moments, right? If it's overwhelming, then let it be overwhelming. If you're like, I have no idea what's going on here, which I even have those moments, then say those. If you're like, I can't believe, look at like, you know, when we said all the speakers we have, like, I haven't even looked at this in 3 hours and I just looked and we have 84 people that are on deck and this many confirmed, like, you know, those are things people love.
Have you ever seen an account that does this, where all the pictures make a big picture?
Yes.
That could be kind of cool. Like you're part of a piece of the puzzle of the conversation.
Show me again.
So this is someone's account, and each of these.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And then they made it into a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like
so then you just have to plan that you have 9 in a row that make something. Yeah. Well, that could be the Brady Bunch thing. Instead of doing it on Zoom, we just do 9 back-to-back pictures of the next person and the next person. So your Instagram feed for a block of 9 looks like a Zoom screen.
Then we don't have to worry about editing it weird, like because of this Zoom, and you could just actually take the picture, like the kiss one would be perfect. And we just make sure to crop it and make it touch the next person's. So those would be cool. And also the ability to add in some color and, you know, all of that. And then just really push that like behind the scenes thing. I think that's, and I even think pushing like that out on LinkedIn, because that it's not informal, it's real, right? It's what everybody's trying to talk about, but they feel they have to be all buttoned up. So wouldn't it be cool that that's where we let all of the informal and behind the scenes hang out?
I love that.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so who will go gather each picture? I can obviously post them, but I just need someone to technical direct the 3 that go together.
So do we want to assign who's going to do what, or do we want people to volunteer for what they want to do?
Yeah, volunteer for what you want to do. If you want to run the Zoom meeting that you record that has people throwing something, who wants to do that one?
I think we can do that with session admins. We'll try it tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, a group of session admins throwing things at each other. I love it.
Okay.
And then I'll do a 9 square and assign each square a picture. And then you guys can sign up for whatever picture square you want. And then I'll just crop it so it fits exactly like with the next one. Like it would be cool for like, so say 2 and 3, one person's whispering and the other person's listening. Like, and then,
then you'll just do a burst of 9 posts once you get them edited.
In the order, yeah. So we need all 9 together. Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
Someone else could wave like down below them or up above.
Exactly.
Be cool if somebody could do a handstand was upside down.
I cannot.
Me either.
Well,
Only in the pool where I'm weightless.
Exactly.
you can get an underwater camera. Let's do it in the pool. That's fine.
I can do it against a wall.
Way better than I can do. I love that. I feel like that's good. And so we will keep the tiles for the speaker announcements. And then we go into more like less tiles of our old pictures. I still want to keep I like the old picture thing. I just think the way that we were formatting that one is what's not resonating. So I think where I feel like that message is coming from is the your story matters, your background matters, your experience matters, your wisdom matters, everything that's happened to you matters to where we are today. And I want to draw that out from those pictures, but I'm not sure how.
I mean, I think a lot of that had to do with the filters that we were using and you know, just trying to pick something that's a little more light and bright, and have something that's more of that Instagram kind of worthiness. Carrie has some really great filters that she uses for herself that I really like. That are I'm guessing she's using some presets, but they're really great. So maybe something like that, and adding those filters to some, even though it's antique-y and it's old, if we have that light, bright image, I think that those tend to do better, especially on Instagram.
Okay. Well, do you want to just take all of the retro pictures that we have of us and try to do something with them?
I can, yeah.
Okay. I'll leave that to you then. And Nicole and I will focus on the 9 up. And then Kristen, you guys will make the little video of you throwing stuff and we can use that in all sorts of fun marketing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
What else on the marketing front? Call to action. So we talked about LinkedIn and other groups, and you're gonna, Jennifer, write up a little like thing that people can put in the different groups that they're in.
Yes.
I did a couple of posts just asking if there were any venues or hotels that wanted to host a small gathering on the 10th. So I'll go back through and see if anyone has responded to those. I know in Europe, there's a couple that want to do theirs. So we'll work on that's dial-up disc. No, that's Central Perk track of people in person.
Do we have a city? Do we have those cities kind of not honed in, but kind of a wish list?
No, but you know what I can do is pull a list of registrants and see where they all are. Right now, they're very spread out. I'm looking at Texas, California, Massachusetts, Alabama, Minnesota, Washington, Virginia, New Hampshire. So they're kind of everywhere. So I think it would really just be if your venue wanted to host something, then your local group could get together. We just want to have them tag Age of Conversation on the 10th to prove that this virtual event continued to live on. And the people that join on the 10th I don't think they have to pay the $20. The $20 gets you on the 9th. The 10th is just carry it forward, people, go talk.
To that point, so I included that blurb in my emails to ILEA DC, ILEA Atlanta, and MPI Potomac, which is just outside of DC. So I included, hey, we're looking for, if there are some of your members that want to, be part of the continued conversation. So I'm waiting to hear back from those 3, but that was part of the ask.
Amazing. That sounds great. All right, Lucas, I think we probably need to get together sometime maybe later this week to start building out what the page is really going to look like for the event. And so I know what graphic things to give Krista to have her start designing so that it looks amazing. And then Carrie, you mentioned that there's only a handful of on-demand stuff. Did you guys still want us to do the on-demand, the web pages that we're going to embed in each Kiko page? Carrie's frozen. All right, we'll come back to that. Connecting to audio.
Hey guys, I lost you for a second. Sorry, what happened?
No worries. My question to you was, did you guys still want us to create that embedded web page for on-demand content?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay. So we've got it kind of planned and ready to build out. So as soon as you get the content and start loading it to either private YouTube or private Vimeo or whatever, let me know and we can start plotting it out.
Yeah, I might need a lesson on that one, but that's more Dez's realm. So you let me know, Des, what you need from me in the way of support.
Cool. All right, concerns, questions, anyone lost on anything?
I have one question for the group. I can share my screen. Is that all right, Liz? So I'll keep it brief. Here's one tool that we can put inside the breakout room. So here's all the breakout rooms on the left of a default event. And if I move myself here, these two people can hear each other and 4 people can join. And if I'm done talking with them, I can drag myself over here so we can have people moving themselves like little bubbles into that. This is called Spatial Chat. A competitor is Yo Tribe. And there's another interesting one. It looks like a 2-dimensional video game. You move yourself around and same idea, you get close. So if anybody has any other ideas for tools that they have used for networking during these kinds of conferences, please send them to me and I'll explore whether we can embed it into one of the breakout rooms. So there could be multiple different ways to do networking.
So could that be the water cooler room or session where people are able to cluster?
Yes, a max of 50 people per room. So I think we might want multiple instances of this.
Awesome. That's really cool. But it's audio only?
And video. And the neat thing about this tool is you could see my Brady Bunch head moving. Even though I'm talking to 3 people over here, I could see people over there, just like in real life.
Super cool. Yes, let's definitely try that out. What else you got?
Hey Liz, do we need to worry about budget wise, especially for Kiko and like adding in additional users for the rooms and that sort of thing? We were talking with Lucas last week about having up to what, like 1,000 per room or 500 per room, and it was an additional cost. Do we need to worry about finding a sponsor for that, or?
I'm not too worried. So I guess I will definitely let Liz speak, but from our perspective, we're getting some money from this event. So if we're running tight, we can accommodate some of that because the cost of each room is going to be something like $110 to get 1,000 people in any one room, or to get 500 people in a room, something like $70, unlimited use throughout the day. So
perfect. Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're thinking revenue streams. Thanks, Lucas.
As long as we can hit that 2,000 person mark, I think we'll all be totally fine with the numbers. Now, that would cover, if we hit 10,000 people, the money from 2,000 people from a platform perspective. So I think we should be good to scale if we can just get that first benchmark.
Yeah, is there any way to make the registration link super short?
Like a bit.ly or like changing the URL?
Yeah, like buying $1.99 AOCS reg.com.
We can't, I mean, we could only shorten it with like a bit.ly just for, because we're, Slash is our partner for Reg all the time. And so we have to keep, those things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
I mean, it is long, but yeah.
It's hard to market, on social. That's the only problem.
Yeah. I mean, we could make it shortened by like a bit.ly or something like that, but not to shorten right, Liz? Like we can't change the site name already.
We probably can, but we've got enough marketing out there as it is that I don't know that I would, but I think we can customize it bit.ly, nice and easy. And I mean, Splash's logo is on the stuff, so that should be enough because we don't need them in the URL.
I mean, we use bit.ly through social to direct people to sign up for webinars and events and things like that for other clients. And it's never been a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can, let's see. So Age of Conversation Summit, if I drop it into a bit.ly, what would you want it to be? AOCS? bit.ly/AOCS?
Yeah, I think ideally.
That is taken. So how about?
What about AoC Summit?
That is available. Age of Conversation Summit, save. All right, bit.ly/AoC Summit it is. Done.
So on LinkedIn, I've been watching the Cvent Connect just take off with their virtual event next week. I'm just wondering, could we play off of all these people attending that event to say, now that the behind the scenes conversation of the Cvent Connect, I just know there's such, I mean, they're up to like 60,000 participants on that.
Holy
Maybe
moly.
that's just another campaign that we can piggyback on of now the behind the scenes conversation of Cvent Connect or something.
Absolutely. So can we get with some of the organizers of it and have them have a conversation?
I think it's worth us saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Who knows them?
I got a sales rep.
Start there.
There we go.
That's perfect. What was this, Nicole? Example of what their facial expression should be?
Like, well, yeah, I mean, so if you are the one who's listening to a secret, okay, so telling a secret's easy. If you're the picture who's listening to a secret, you'd be like, you know, or whatever it is, like, oh my God, like, what is your, or are you just going like this? Like, that doesn't do anything, but it's just like, what were you just told? Like, what is the facial expression?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you would make for that. And I don't know if I put it in the thing, the let it out. Did anybody see that on the Iceland website?
Yes, but did you see the response? There was concern that we would be doing something bad to the fairies in Iceland if we're screaming at them for a while.
That was me.
Fairies love it. Yes.
Anna's
but
very
the whole thing
empathetic
is
to the
that
fairies.
you can download your letting it out with the picture of like when it happened and where, and you can be like, come to the Age of Conversation. You know, like,
so Nicole, on the Reg site, can you, I just saw that Carrie dropped in the shortened link into a Slack channel, and the share card, there's no image there. It's just a big blank giant blue box.
I need to put something there. Or I'm trying to find like backgrounds with Krista that aren't like, you know, getting cut off. So I just need to, I'll put a picture there.
Okay.
And I'm not like, I'm not in love with the Red site. So I got anybody's suggestions. It's just, I'm not like finding it coming out of my brain very easily. So I'm open to suggestion.
Is it the cartoony nature of the colors?
Yeah, like it feels like clunky, you know, and so I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. I mean, essentially it's just like, I can tell Krista the graphics to make, and that's awesome. It's, I don't know, something's missing, and maybe because it needs more life, right? Like, so that's why I wanted to do the pictures of everybody, where like that kind of thing, because the graphics are not, they're cool, but like, that's not what's going to do it. People want to see like faces behind, like all those things. So letting them peek into this planning process that we're saying is transparent is missing. So that's,
you're right. I think that's been my problem with it so far, is everything that I've personally been putting out feels two-dimensional, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do with this conversation. And that's why I want to really push, how do we do more three-dimensional feel for the marketing?
Can the Reg page have the YouTube videos from these calls on it?
It can.
Can we somehow embed this playlist on the Reg page so they can see what the heck we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that. But even just like a message from like, hey, maybe the message changes every day and it's a message from one of you like, what's up? Just me and my morning coffee, like about to go to whatever, like just a cute message or just something funny. Like, I don't know, a fail. That would be hilarious. Like, who puts that on their reg page? Nobody. Like, that's awesome. So
I'm seeing Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Ferris Bueller, like, just like talking to, I mean, obviously we wouldn't be in the shower, but.
If you're bold.
I think that the spirit of what we're doing before the event, beyond these YouTubes, is a little bit missing, right? Of just where people feel like we're going to do so much on the day that's so cool in the content, and people are going to be like, and we know that because we've seen that before and what happens on the day of, but getting that, like injecting it and like dragging it from September 9th into starting from today on is like what makes it funny, fail, humorous, like informative, like people can find the information. It's on this date, it's at this time. Here's the stuff we're going to do. That's cool. And then the rest should be like, how does it feel? Or look at these crazy kooks, you know what I mean? Like doing all this. What is she doing in that picture? I don't know, but I can't stop looking at it. You know, so those are the kind of things that we know work anyways. And that's what people, it's different. It's awesome. It shouldn't be this like perfectly, you know, buttoned up, you know, content. Yes, the content's going to be awesome, but I love even the way we're naming it, like the Beyonce one, like that is hilarious. We actually have a cutout of Beyonce. Can we like take a picture? I don't know, just like, can you make your own fake Beyonce music video? Like that's the stuff I want to put up because that stuff is so cool.
So I think where I'm getting confused is, you know, I love what you're saying, and I love the sentiment behind it about, you know, we're just super organic and super transparent, and this is all coming from us, and this is my, you know, my home office, you know, selfie. The disconnect for me is it doesn't feel organic when then I have to send my stuff to Jennifer for her to post it on AoC social.
Well, but I think what we would rather see is everyone posting it on your own social and tagging all the things, because if it's only coming from one channel, then it's only getting the audience we already have. We don't expand our audience unless you share it with your networks.
So that was what I never understood was part of the deal. Like we were always sending you guys our old photos, and I didn't, because I didn't feel authentic about that.
So I posted on my own channels and then tagged Hot Dokimozo and the hashtag Age of Conversation. So I'm sorry that was unclear. Like Liz was saying, if you post on your channel, we're expanding our reach. And so we're needing everyone to reach out to their network to help spread the word. Because if we do just keep doing HD, then
we just get our same 1,000 followers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that was my hesitation. It's like, well, I don't even know what to provide, because it's, you know, at that point, it's not authentic and organic. Mm-hmm. At that point, it's staged shoot to make it look Brady Bunch.
Exactly. Yeah. Which that will be for us, and that's okay, because it's coming from us for that purpose. It's a promotional marketing purpose, but we wouldn't take that and put it on your channel unless you wanted us to, but that would be like your own, like, look what I coordinated on my own feed. That would be cool too. But really it's just your involvement, you're behind the scenes. There's this thing I'm a part of, and here's what I'm struggling with being a part of this crazy group, or here's what I think was awesome because I haven't been able to do this at a job before.
So it's very, I don't know if you've ever been involved in any kind of employee advocacy. So this is kind of like a hybrid version of that employee advocacy, where every one of our planners and our volunteers are posting. And some people through employee advocacy, they post out something that corporate has already done. You know, they reshare it and then add in their own 2 cents. And so that's certainly an option. Ideally, we would like to take that a step further and have you creating your own organic content, your own authentic content that has to do around this, tagging HD, and then also hashtagging the Age of Conversation, just so that we can see it and that we can respond to it. That's the goal.
But also to your own comfort level. Like, don't take over your own personal feed if that's not where business conversation should happen, you know?
Right. Right.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't post to my Facebook because that audience doesn't know, and B, doesn't care, but LinkedIn does.
Right. Exactly.
Nicole, you guys are going to start like reposting our stuff, right? So it's just going to be a continuous story of everybody's.
Correct. And I just saw yours come through today. Nicole is on the stories thing because I still don't know how stories work. So she has to take them and repost them.
And like send me a message in some way. If I haven't done it within a few hours, that means like I didn't get to it. I didn't look, I didn't see it, and I don't want to miss it because I know it's only a short snippet. So yeah, remind me.
Can we share, maybe I missed this in the spreadsheet, all of our contact where we're posting our things? I would love if I share something that Carrie shared, I'm going to tag, Anne in it, that kind of thing. So if we can all kind of create a follow circle, especially, on Instagram and LinkedIn, make sure we're all connected.
That's awesome. If you want to add into the general event info tab of the spreadsheet, then we can add in our social things.
Yeah. Add in our
chat. Liz Lathan on pretty much every platform. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So the big hit for this week. Yep. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a checklist so I don't miss anybody of just like, okay, here's everything we did. Anything we do, here we go. These are the ones.
Nicole, I hate to overwhelm, but would an additional Slack channel that's IG stories or something like, hey, I just posted something kind of thing. Would that be
fine? As long as I know where the info lives, then that's perfect for me. Yeah. Okay.
Carrie, do you prefer Woman with a Drive or yours?
If you can tag both, that's probably
both. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just capturing these and dropping them into the spreadsheet. Awesome. Okay, so big things for this week. We are finalizing all the speakers and the timing. Session administrators will be brought in after that. Danielle, community team, you're going to have them on Sprout and responding to things. And then Melissa and Gail are getting me all of the outbound stuff that I'm going to update in Splash. And then Lucas, we're going to get together on the format and things that we're putting on the page itself. Jennifer's on press releases, and then we've got our volunteers taking the pieces of the social media content, and the big push will be registrants. Okay. And we will see you all on Wednesday with our volunteers joining us on the Wednesday extended team meeting. So if you have not already met with your volunteer group, make sure you meet with them before Wednesday so we all come in and can kind of go through our status updates.
Bye guys.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you all so much.
Liz, real quick, can you add in Kayla, please, for me?
I can. You dropped it into the chat, I think. So I just saved the chat. So I will run back through there and find it.
Okay.
And drop it in. And let's see, who was Jenny Shoes? I saw that. Was that you, Jen? Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought.
Jennifer Jones was taken for some reason.
Such a unique name.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
See you next time.
Bye.